Hello, my name is Cohen Lang, and in this video I will be discussing the topic of biosensors with information gathered from my group, which consists of Cohen Elliott, Cooper Smith, and Cooper Baldwin. What is a biosensor? A biosensor is a device which measures the concentration of an analyte. In biosensors, a biological material such as an enzyme, antibody, whole cell, or nucleic acid is used to interact with an analyte. This process is called immobilization. How does it work? This interaction produces a physical or chemical change which is detected by the transducer and converted into an electrical signal. This signal is then interpreted and converted into an analyte concentration present in the sample. The signal is then transferred through the amplifier to a processor which cross-references the biosignal with the sample analyte. Following these processes, the information is then displayed either on a screen or through the use of LEDs, which are used in cheaper systems. There are multiple types of biosensors. For example, there is the electrochemical biosensor, which has two different types: the ampermetric, which is based on electron movement, and potentiometric, which makes use of ion selective electrodes. Applications of biosensors are numerous. For example, it can be used to analyze food, study biomolecules and their interactions, drug development, crime detection, medical diagnosis, environmental field monitoring, industrial process control, manufacturing of pharmaceuticals, and the replacement of organs. There are three main different types of biosensor fuels. The first is batteries, which in the glucose readers are 3 volts coin lithium batteries. And there are also plug-ins which use electrical grids. The third type is a fuel source that is being developed alongside biosensors, which uses organic matter and turns it into electricity. This is called microbial fuel cells, or MFC for short. How widespread is biosensing technology? It must be acknowledged that biosensing technology is relatively new and still under major development. However, as seen on the graph, although it's in regards to a specific biosensor type, it summarizes the current industry of biosensors as a whole in terms of growth and where it might lead in the future. There are three primary reasons that biosensors are sustainable. The first is the influence of systems such as environmental, the application to minuscule scaling, and the addition to data gathering for scientists. Better data makes more efficient practices. Future application table representing 5 of the many present applications of biosensing technology. As you can see in the top, there is analytes, biorecognition element, the sample that needs to be taken, the technology used in the sensor, and the advantages of the sensor and what the information tells us. Which sensors are custom and which are off the shelf? Calorimetric, potentiometric, conductometric, and optical biosensors are all usually custom, whereas ampermetric and acoustic waves are off the shelf. There is a great example of an off-the-shelf biosensor in modern day, which is the blood glucose monitoring device. What are the different costs involved in a biosensor? On the left is a material sheet for a chemical detection biosensor. This significantly varies across multiple applications. As further advancement comes, the mass production is more widely spread, then this price will dramatically reduce. How expensive is it? From the information in the table before, we can conclude that a biosensor test isn't usually cheap. In order to conduct a simple chemical biosensory test, it will cost a total of around $448.30. Biosensory technology can range from a couple of dollars to a couple of thousand, purely dependent on its applications and the expertise required to conduct the sensor. Why is it useful? Applications span from clinical and non-clinical uses essentially. Within these two types, however, there are vastly different applications. Here are some examples of common uses. Glucose measuring devices, for example, environmental uses such as the signaling of toxins and other water contaminants, the signaling of bacteria that is airborne, signaling of present pathogens, and others. Current companies producing biosensors include the Applied Enzyme Technology Pontypool, UK, Biomed Lab Co. in South Korea, Bioenzyme Laboratories in the UK, Eco Chermi in the Netherlands, Ercon in the USA, and Small Pill in New York, USA. What are the limitations of biosensors? Relatively low sensitivity, which means that they struggle to make an early detection of certain analytes of interest. Secondly, the requirements of heavy and very complex machinery, but also expert staff for a wide majority of biosensors. Thirdly, when detecting a microorganism like bacteria and contaminants, diseases, or other analytes of interest, it can take months to receive results depending on the equipment used. Thank you for listening.